It was certainly something for the rest of the city. It would become the tallest building in Canada and the tallest observation tower in the Western Hemisphere.
It was very unique, and the people involved were very unique, and a real teamwork. It was like a hockey team. It was camaraderie, a good fellowship, because it was such a unique project.
We were all kind of anticipating as individuals that were going to build it. And once it started, yeah, it was in the news all the time.
It was a real experience. I worked on the tower. I worked 3 summers as a ticket clerk in the old Canadian Pacific Railway Station, where the Calgary Tower now is. I worked the last shift, which was on June the 30th of 1966. The next day, they started demolishing the main part of the station.
Well, it was a big thing for all Calgarians. Everybody seemed to be involved because it was a celebration of Calgary in a way.
They broke ground in 67. Began construction. It took 16 months to construct. The actual tower, the shaft, the column of the tower, a couple weeks, basically, for it.
The pole was a continuous pole, which was one of the first in Western Canada. Quite unique at the time, and still is quite unique, the continuous pole that the tower is now.
People were watching to see how many feet per day it made. I think it made 28 feet in one day is the maximum, but the whole thing, the concrete portion went up in 24 days.
Magazines and cranes came here and did articles about the Calgary Tower and how it was being constructed.
We would work off the elevator, which was just a platform, the A-frame, nothing around it, no walls around it, except for the structural steel and the steel studs that had been put up.
We got extreme high winds, Chinook winds. And of course, you get up on the tower and you could see by way of a bump block that the tower would just move, like about 3 feet in total. And so, obviously it's still here 50 years later. It didn't blow over, but it was a relief, nevertheless.
See, we were this high, and they found out DC was higher, so we had to disarm by it. So we were higher than that.
So it opened in 68. It towered over everything, and you could basically see for miles and miles many of the tall buildings in downtown Calgary obstructing your view like we do today.
I was 16 years old, my brother was 14. And we decided to be down here a little bit early so we could be the first people of the tower. Never seen that kind of view before. There's 4,000 people, I guess, that came into that first day of viewing. So being one of the first ones out of 4,000 was pretty cool.
The first carillon was donated to the city of Calgary, and that was done through a donation program through the Dutch community. And the carillon was presented in 1975 as a centennial.
The Netherlands people wanted to commemorate the brave Canadians that liberated the Netherlands. When we commemorate the Battle of Walcheren, where many Calgary Highlanders were fighting and perished. So it was very important to have this relationship.
APCO came to the Calgary Tower. They were one of the sponsors of the games, and they came to the Calgary Tower and asked them if they'd be interested in having a giant Olympic flame on top of the Calgary Tower. And so they allowed APCO gas to build a cauldron above the tower, and that the rest is history. It became the world's tallest big flame.
In 2014, Aspen Properties was looking for a proposal to light up several parts of the tower. Increasing lighting on a structure like this over time, you definitely get more bang because you get people going, oh, look what's happening now, what's happening now. So the first phase included illuminating the underside of the scoop, and then on the roof line, we put 24 floods to evenly illuminate the curved roof. And then on the very top of the crown, you see we placed 12 floods. It's been an amazing project.
I haven't been downtown for a long, long time.
you see it and you say, well, yeah, we worked on that darn tower.
Although dwarfed by so many other buildings, it's today still just iconically, that's Calgary, and you get it like instantly.
I use it as a focal point, you know, just navigating around the city.
It's not gonna get taller, but it's still gonna be important to Calgarians, important to the history, important spiritually.
Calgarians care a whole lot about it, and it's a symbol of our city. It's on the news in the background every time you flip it on. It's on Hockey Night in Canada when you look at it.
You just become an icon. You just become important to the community. There's a sense of security. The tower's there, and you can look out and you see the lights.
I worked on quite a number of downtown buildings. It'd be the most unique, yeah, by a long stretch, I guess, yeah.
What is this? This piece. So what are we doing tomorrow?
Okay. Let's go.
There are places we go to let out our emotions, to tell our stories, to stretch the limits of our imaginations, to question what matters, what we stand for, what is real, what we wish were real. What it will take to bring the world together, even just for a moment, sitting silently, restlessly, breathing in everything on the screen, embracing the theatrical weight of its emotional impact.
You never really remember the beginning of the dream, do you? You always wind up right in the middle of what's going on.
I wish I knew how to quit you. It's like we've forgotten who we are, explorers, pioneers.
It's going to happen. They will laugh.
An evil presence is in his family.
They will cry. And ideas that never dreamed of illuminating the screen will shine as audiences lean into every frame of the artist's vision, feeling something inside themselves come alive.
Says there's plenty of jobs out west. The land of opportunity.
Hello, it's been a while. We live for the wonder of creativity. We thrive upon the exciting, maddening, inspiring pace of the process. The storming of brains, collaborating in a symphony of endorphins, adrenaline, genius. The promise of a story that must be told. This is what we do. This is who we are. This is where you, we, us, make blockbusters, art house, film festival, major market, on demand, network, long form, short run, documentary, serious, funny, scary, 9 months in an army, 2 people and a camera, but always a simple, beautiful, eye-loving, mind-expanding, damn, they're gonna wish they thought of this idea, to ever-loving, never ceasing to be amazing life. That's our story. Come to Alberta and let's tell your story in our place.